viewers, to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The President of the Republic wishes the Muslim population a new year to his fellow Djiboutian people. A firm commitment to improving road safety. Djibouti in action. Ministry of Interior. And on the international scene, Serbian farmers battle extreme weather conditions, devastating climate change issues. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, sent today, Tuesday, his warm wishes for the Muslim New Year to all his citizens and fellow citizens. He expressed the hope that the Almighty God will guide our steps in the right path and that this new year will be marked by serenity, success, and personal and collective achievements in order to see our country and all the people prosper more in peace, solidarity, and cohesion, added the President. As usual, the President of the Republic received in the current context of the advent of the new year messages of congratulations from the heads of state and government of Muslim countries and the respective correspondents. The Arab and Muslim leaders wish health and happiness to the President of the Republic, as well as more development and prosperity to the Djiboutian people. It should be noted that the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, also sent similar messages to his counterparts, heads of states and government of Arab and Muslim countries. He wished health and happiness to each of these leaders, as well as more peace and prosperity to their respective peoples. The head of state of Djibouti also took advantage of the occasion of the new Muslim year to form the hope of a rapid settlement of the conflicts committed on the basis of cultural and religious differences. May God allow our world to evolve into a space of greater tolerance in order to appreciate the richness of our cultural and religious diversity. The Muslim New Year marks the beginning of the year in the Islamic calendar and is a time of reflection, spiritual renewal, and brotherhood. It is an auspicious time for Muslims around the world to reflect on their aspirations, strengthen family ties, and reaffirm the values of compassion, generosity, and solidarity that are the heart of Islam. Of course, in the same context, like other Arab and Muslim countries, the Republic of Djibouti will celebrate the Muslim New Year tomorrow, Wednesday, 9th July. The people of Djibouti, as they do every year, are reminded of the significance of the great occasion by exchanging congratulations and learning the lessons and teachings inherent in the Holy Prophet's migration from Mecca to Medina. Indeed, it is an annual opportunity to promote the values of brotherhood and solidarity and to realize the magnitude of life's challenges and risks and to confront them under the slogan of unity and cohesion. It also should be noted that the Hijri lunar calendar and Islamic calendar was established by Khalifa Umar ibn al-Khattab, making the migration of the Messenger of Allah Muhammad ibn Abdullah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, from Mecca to Medina on the 12th of the first quarter, 21 September, as 922 reference for the first year. This calendar is based on the lunar cycle to determine the months and consists of 12 lunar months. Strengthening measures to improve road safety and the protection of citizens were the key words of a high-level meeting held in the morning under the aegis of the Minister of the Interior, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan. The meeting focused on road safety, brought together the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Economic and Infrastructure, as well as the Armed Forces, the Gendarmerie, the Police, and Civil Protection. The objective was to discuss a strategy to combat present road safety problems in the Republic of Djibouti. The Ministry of Health presented an inventory of emergency services and pre-hospital care. The Ministry of the Interior stressed the importance of this meeting to find solutions and fight against the causes of accidents. The fight against road accidents and problems related to road safety requires a multidisciplinary approach in close collaboration between the ministries concerned, law enforcement, and emergency organizations. It is encouraging to see that the government of Djibouti places great importance on the issue by bringing together representatives from different sectors to develop effective solutions. Today, the Interior Minister, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan, the City Minister, Madam Amina Abdi Adan, met to discuss the crucial issue of cleanliness in Djibouti City. The meeting brought together all the public entities concerned by the issue, thus demonstrating the importance attached to the issue. During the meeting, in-depth discussions took place to find concrete and effective solutions to improve the current situation. The The two ministers expressed their determination to advocate measures to sensitize the population on the importance of cleanliness and to fight against irresponsible behavior such as throwing waste in inappropriate places. It is essential to emphasize that the success of this initiative depends on close collaboration between the government and the citizens. By working together, it is possible to create a clean, pleasant, and sustainable urban environment for all. The cleanliness of Djibouti City is therefore a priority for the government, and concrete actions will be implemented by the government. The population is encouraged to actively participate in these efforts to show good citizenship in order to preserve the beauty and cleanliness of our beautiful city. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training and the Turkish ambassador to Djibouti sponsored this morning at the MENFOP a ceremony to sign a collaboration agreement between the CFEEF and the Murray Foundation. The ceremony was attended by the General Secretary of MENFOP, the General Director of the CFEEF, the Director of the Murray Foundation, as well as senior officials of the ministry. This agreement aims to strengthen the ties between Djibouti and Turkey in the field of education and offering Djiboutian students the opportunity to learn the Turkish language in their country. Turkish language training will be provided at CFEEF from the 2023-2024 school year. This will allow students to develop their language skills and better integrate into Turkish universities. This agreement aims to strengthen the ties between Djibouti and Turkey in the field of education by offering Djiboutian students an opportunity to learn the Turkish language in their country. Turkish language training will be provided, and it will allow the students to better understand the language. On Monday, 17th of July, the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, received the Commander of Operation Atlanta, Spanish Navy Vice Admiral Jose Maria Nunes Torrente, who had traveled to Djibouti to present the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces with the highest distinction of Operation Atlanta, the European Security and Defense Policy Servile Medal. During the ceremony held at the General Staff of the Armed Forces, all the leaders of the defense and security forces were present to witness the decoration of the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces. Let's watch. Operation Atlanta is a military and diplomatic mission initiated by France and implemented by the European Union to combat insecurity in the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean. It was in recognition of his fundamental support and personal involvement in the Atlanta operation, and the Chief of the Armed Forces General Staff was presented with the very high distinction by Vice Admiral Jose Maria of the Spanish Navy after a speech evoking the strategic role of the Republic of Djibouti and more particularly that of the Djibouti Army. Thanks to the close collaboration that has developed between Djibouti's Navy and Coast Guard and its international partners, including the European Union, Djibouti is now in a position to contribute more effectively to securing its own maritime environment, said the Chief of the Armed Forces General Staff in his speech, in which he also thanked the Commander of Operation Atlanta for his visit and his recognition.
يبقى وقدرتون وقدا حساري.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
وقدا حساري. هاي الوادي مركيان عسكري قلا هرلي جاينو لينا هاي eebba ugu dhaartoon ogada xilsaaray arlagu gam'aanahay tiir layrkadaanahay.
Moving to health news now, where the WHO has made a major donation to the Ministry of Health consisting of kits for the treatment of severe acute malnutrition. The kits will be distributed to pediatric wards in hospitals in the city of Djibouti and the 5 CMHs in the interior regions. The kits were received by the Acting Secretary General of Health, Mr. Abdulqadir Mohamed Garad, the Director of the DSME, the Director of the CAM, and the Acting WHO representative. The distribution and management of the kits is the responsibility of the National Nutrition Program, which is also known in short as PNN, which is responsible for ensuring that the kits are available throughout the country. The training workshop on communication, advocacy, consultation, and partnership techniques organized by the Peace and Milk Consortium Association, which took place from 16 to 18 July at the Bandar Al Jadid Conference Hall, came to a close today. The event was attended by the representative of the European Union, the representative of the Ministry of the Economy, the president of the NGO Peace and Milk, the president of the ARCA, and representative of the 35 national associations and NGOs that are members of the forum. The main aim of the training is to equip civil society organizations, associations, and NGOs in Djibouti to ensure the country's sustainable development. The important thing is to be able to rely on advocacy, communication, consultation, and dialogue, as well as partnerships in order to have a better participation in social development and policy orientations in the areas of water, sanitation, and food security. The closing ceremony was marked by the awarding of certificates to all the participants, representing 35 associations. For the 13th consecutive year, Al-Rahma Hospital has contributed to run the medical convoy dedicated to the treatment of HERLIP. 12 people, the majority of them children and young people, benefited from the latest edition, which lasted 5 days. As usual, this charity project, funded by the Al-Rahma International Society, was carried out by none other than Dr. Muhammad Al-Kulaybi, plastic surgeon, and Dr. Ahmad Uthman, an ENT consultant at Al-Rahma Hospital. To take a closer look at the state of the health of the beneficiaries of this medical caravan, the Director General of the NGO Al-Rahma International, Dr. Isa Al-Duferi, and members of his delegation met the beneficiaries during their periodic visits to the hospital to complete their treatment. The Kuwaiti delegation praised the efforts made by the regional office of this NGO, headed by Mr. Abdul Ghani Al-Quraishi, to provide specialized medical care for patients at the Al-Rahma Hospital, which is equipped with the latest medical equipment. The prefect of the Dakhil region, Mr. Hassan Abdi Roble, accompanied by his close collaborators, visited the Dakhil Medical and Hospital Center. On his arrival, the prefect of the region and his delegation were welcomed by the chief medical officer of the health region, Jama' Musa Wa'as, who has introduced him to the medical and technical staff of the HMC. The prefect of the Dakhil region, Mr. Hassan Abdi Roble, then visited the various care units, including the emergency department, the operating theater, the analysis laboratory, and the central pharmacy. At the end of the working visit, the prefect of Dakhil and his delegation met with the chief medical officer and the heads of the various CMH departments, who gave him a brief presentation on the health situation in the region. Of the visit that took place in Dakhil. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, more and more often the Balkan country is facing extreme weather conditions. Forest fires, floods, record temperatures, drought, climate change is wreaking havoc in Serbia too. More and more often, the Balkan country is facing extreme weather conditions. There is a farmer about 100 kilometers from Belgrade in mid-July. The thermometer is reading 38 degrees in some parts of Serbia. The country is also experiencing some extreme thunderstorms. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.